gentlemen. To start off, we can all be thankful that it's 3:30 and not 7:30 in the morning like it was last year. Thank you all for coming to high school graduation, where we celebrate our hard work and welcome in a new chapter of our lives. For the past 4 years at Providence High School, we were nurtured by our many encounters and irreplaceable memories. I am genuinely thankful for all the opportunities Providence has given us to excel at what we do best, whether it is in the arts, or sports, or academics. All of our late nights and early mornings have gotten us here to this day. A shout out to the friends and families and teachers that were there to support us through the ups and downs, failures and successes. We are truly thankful for all of your help. As many of us will go on to do great things, we will be challenged, but in the words of Serena Williams, a champion is not defined by their wins, but how they can recover when they fall. No matter what happens, life almost always offers us a second chance. It's called tomorrow. Whether we go to college or get a job or anything in between, there are millions of possibilities out there. As street poet Kanye West once said, if you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything. I was taught I could do everything. This is our future. Follow your passions. Nothing is beyond us. The sky is not the limit, your mind is. Congratulations, class of 2019, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Good afternoon. I'm Cooper Marcus Moore, Senior Class President. I'm happy that you have joined us for our commencement exercises. It is an honor for us to have our families, members of the CMS School Board, members of the CMS Executive Staff, and members of the Providence High School staff to share this exciting time with us. At this time, I would like to introduce our stage guests. Please hold all applause until all our guests have been introduced. Please stand as I call your name and remain standing. Our principal, Dr. Tracy Harrell. Our CMS board members, Margaret Marshall, member, District 5, and Sean Strain, member, District 6. Our CMS executive staff, Dr. Clayton Wilcox, superintendent. Laura Francisco, chief of staff. Dr. Frank Barnes, chief equity officer. Ernest Winston, chief engagement officer, ombudsman. Dr. Tangela Williams, Southeast Learning Community superintendent. The valedictorian of the class of 2019, Jeffrey Mason Harding, and the salutatorian of the class of 2019, Margaret Lee Wu. Our vocalists, Ellen Ann Garfinkel, Sally Kester Perry, and Laura Jane Manger. You may be seated. Our assistant principals, Dr. Colleen Barnes, Jody Whittington, and Karen Williams. Our dean of students, Jennifer Ryan. Our school counselors, Jewel Abbott, Adrian Hodge, Ginger Obringer, Allison Tressler, and Lindsay Walker. Our career development coordinator, Sharon Walker. Our readers of names, Dr. Jonathan Cron and Christina Pizarro. You may be seated. At this time, our chorus, under the direction of Miss Kristen Johnson, will sing Irish Blessing.
May the
valedictorian of the class of 2019, Jeffrey Mason Harding, will now present the valediction, after which Ellen Ann Garfinkel, Sally Kester Perry, and Laura Jane Winger will sing Time After Time.
Congratulations. I don't know about you, but I still can't decide if high school went by in the blink of an eye or if it seemed to last forever. Just think back to that first day of freshman year and how eager and excited we were to start high school. Soon enough, that initial excitement faded. But we persevered, stayed focused, and occasionally skipped class until we got here. But now that we're soon to be graduates, I think we can finally see that the last 4 years not only existed to get us to this moment, but to give us experiences, memories, and friendships we will take with us the rest of our lives. Considering this is the last time all of us will be together, it seems fitting to use this time to reminisce on some of the memories we shared. Since I'm short on time, I'll try to hit a few highlights. About 3.5 years ago, we witnessed a world record 100-meter dash during halftime of a football game. At least that's how we left it. Junior year, we managed to survive an outbreak of black mold. Okay, not really, but we did survive a thorough inspection of our air conditioning. This year, we didn't get a single snow day, but we did get plenty of hurricane days. Of course, over the past 4 years, we were also learning and expanding our academic minds. But after 4 challenging and inspiring years at Providence, perhaps the most valuable thing we learned is that car insurance is worth our money. Our time at Providence was filled with highs and lows. While studying and hard work took up a lot of our time, it won't take up a lot of our memories. Years from now, when we look back on the last 4 years, we won't remember our junior paper grade, or that huge science project, or any one of the ID quizzes we took. Instead, we'll remember the people and the moments we shared with them, and we'll be thankful for the time we had with each other.
beautiful. I would now like for Dr. Harold to join me at the podium. On behalf of the class of 2019, I would like to present this token to you and thank you for your assistance throughout this year. We will always remember your encouragement and motivation in helping us achieve our goals and successfully reach this memorable milestone in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Cooper and class of 2019. Good afternoon and welcome again to Providence High School's graduation ceremony for the class of 2019. I would like to personally thank our school board members who are with us, our superintendent, our executive staff members, and elected officials who are here to celebrate with us today as well. What a wonderful senior class seated before me, and what a successful 4 years these students have had. At Providence, we've worked to ensure that you have a strong education in academics, the arts, and athletics, the 3 A's. This well-rounded, comprehensive education will serve our graduates well upon graduation, as it has served our previous graduates well. Today marks a milestone at Providence High School. These seniors are among the 30th graduating class of our grade school. Our school opened in August of 1989, and our first class graduated that same year on June the 1st of 1990. Each year we hear from many of our alumni who tell us how well prepared they are for college or community college because they graduated from Providence. And every time a letter or an email comes from them, it's music to our ears. You should see the teachers at school when they hear from a former student. They share the letter or email with their colleagues, and they talk about how proud they are of you, our former students and our graduates. The true measure of a school, though, is not tests or test scores, although those are sometimes important, but instead it's how well equipped our graduates are with the skills to be responsible, to think, to make good decisions, to show good character, and to persevere in times of challenge that sets our graduates apart in college and in the world of work. Each graduate today can be very proud of their accomplishments, and they can be proud of the diploma they will receive today. Providence has provided our graduates with an exceptional education, and that is due largely to the hard work and commitment of our school staff. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The mind once stretched by a new idea never returns to its original dimensions." Our teachers have spent countless hours after school or before school working the last 4 years in order to stretch your mind so that you can learn and think and problem solve and excel in the world. They've worked with our graduates to ensure that you are prepared for the challenges of college, the military, or the world of work upon graduation. And students, I'm here for you to hear me say this today if you don't remember another thing I say. You can do anything you want to do. I firmly believe in this class. Perseverance, set goals, work hard, reach out for help when needed. The success of the students at Providence doesn't happen without the work of our teachers. They are the best, no offense to any other principal at any other school. They are the best in the profession, and students, you have been lucky to be able to learn from them. Today, I want to briefly recognize 3 staff members who are graduating themselves, or in grown-up world, we call it retiring. Please stand when your name is called. Mr. Scott Lowry. Mr. Lowry is our fabulous Latin teacher. He has started teaching for CMS in 1999, just 20 years ago, and he's taught at Providence for the last 3 years. Mr. Lowry is always kind enough to let me tease him about teaching a dead language. He takes that in stride because he knows that in his classroom, students are hanging on every word and soaking up all that he has to teach. Congratulations to you, Mr. Lowry. Mr. Keith Mason. Mr. Mason has taught for 22 years at Providence. Most recently, he had more hair when he started teaching. He showed me a picture of that just a few days ago. Most recently, he's been our AP psychology teacher. Mr. Mason will gladly teach as many students as I can fit in his room. I remember one year we took his teacher desk out of his room upon his request to add 3 more student desks so we could teach 45 students per section in his class. Mr. Mason loves his students and he loves teaching AP psychology. Congratulations to you, Mr. Mason. And our last adult graduate, or teacher staff member who's retiring, is Miss Sharon Walker. She's seated on the stage behind me. Miss Walker started working as a counselor in CMS in February of 1998. She came to Providence in August of that same year and has spent over 20 years at Providence. Most recently, she has served as our career development coordinator and has taken the challenge of expanding that job description to make sure that students can access all of the resources available to them to learn about college, careers, internships, resume writing, and the list goes on and on. Congratulations to you, Ms. Walker. Providence is proud to have the tremendous support of our parent community as well. Our parents have volunteered and worked at school and on committees and at home with students to make sure that our students are on top of their responsibilities. They've worked on booster clubs, event planning, they've given to support our school financially so that the quality of education our students receive at Providence remains high. They have been a key ingredient in your success and the success of Providence, and so I take a moment to thank them personally for their support of our school. And students, I encourage you as adults to follow the lead your parents have modeled for you. Support your child's school with the zest and energy, the same manner that your parents have supported our school. So as we conclude today, I want to talk directly to the graduates of the class of 2019. Each day at school for 4 years, you have seen me and heard me on the morning announcements. So here is one last lesson, or announcement as we call it at school, or Hot Topics with Errol. Remember your first day of high school? You were timid and anxious 9th graders. You were unsure of how you would find your way around our large school. Remember the first day at lunch? Where would you sit? Who would you eat with? When you think back to what you were like in 9th grade, you probably laugh at everything you didn't know. You didn't know what you didn't know. And now you're here. See how much you've grown and learned since then? I encourage you to let that be an example for the rest of your life. You might have some anxiety about leaving Providence and growing up, and some of you will move away from home, and some of you will go off to new